Hey, what's up? Welcome to Verve. I'm Brad Alcazan, Royal Ambassador, and I'm excited to coach you on helping to get your business underway, help you grow and make a lot of money. Well, hey, let me tell you a little background. I live here in San Diego, California. I grew up, playing basketball. And my background playing basketball growing up, that was my dream. I wanted to play in college, and if I could have played overseas, but I got in a car wreck. That didn't end up happening. And my dad was on my butt. He said, Brad, you got to go to school or you got to get a job. Well, at the time, I wasn't going to go to school for eligibility reasons, but I didn't want to work a job. I didn't want to work at Best Buy or a Radio Shack or, a retail store. Not that it was bad, but you can understand where I'm coming from. I want to have free time. I want to go to the beach. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to party. And at the end of the day, I don't want to spend 9 hours a day working at a shop, working at a store. So I had an idea to start a business. I was 18, a small home theater business. I was selling flat screen TVs. And at the time they were expensive. The market was right. People were buying homes. People were spending money. These things were expensive. And I found a niche. And I got out of that about 3 years ago due to the economy. Well, I had to make a change, and it was to Verve. And I got to tell you what, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Why? Because I didn't understand how this all works in the beginning. I really started to do kind of the things that we're going to talk about for the next few minutes and really apply these things to really get the business underway. I can tell you I've comfortably shared this with a few hundred people personally over the last few years. But think about it, that's really not even 1 or 2 a week. So if you're listening and you're ready to go, you really got to have the mindset today that, hey, you're ready to put a little time and effort in, yet let me give you an example of what's happened. Over those 4 years, about 100 people I've turned onto this got on board. And yet it's turned into almost 10,000 people in my group, and this year I'll clear almost $1 million. And I'm not here to tell you what I make. I'm not that kind of person. I'm excited for you. Why? It's all about you. If we don't help you, if I can't coach you to get underway, to begin to make this work, to become successful with Verve, you're not going to go far. You're going to stop. And we don't want to do that. We want to help you make this happen. We want to help you make a lot of money and obviously get you into a new BMW as quick as we can. So it is all about you. Now, it's not a get rich quick. It's not going to happen overnight. Again, I told you I've been in the business for a few years. So it takes time and effort. But I parallel that with the same idea that many of us spend that same time in school. You study, you do homework, you go to class. You don't even think twice about it every day. You play a sport. You go to work out. You eat right. You hit the gym. We do all these things, you guys, at the same light, as serious as you should take this. And obviously, understand it's not a get rich quick. It takes time and effort. And more importantly, kids are excited more than ever because of the economy and the situation we are all facing right now. Student loans are now the #1 debt in America. You guys read the news. It's all over the place. Think about it. Now it's the #1 debt over credit card debt. That's a big problem. So if that's your situation, we want to help you build Verve. I want to coach you on what to do to begin to get you ahead so you can pay back student loans. Maybe you're not in school yet. Maybe this will pay for college on whatever you want to study. The other issue is the job market. Now 55% or more of kids my age are unemployed, meaning half of my friends don't have a job. Think about that. You've got to sit down and have an open mind here and think, okay, half of my friends don't even have a job in this economy. Therefore, it forces you and I to get up and have to do something different. We've got to find a way. We've got to figure out a plan, and that's why I'm here, and I'm excited to help you do that. Hey, and for the next 3 steps, really focus on the fundamentals. Focus on what I'm going to show you that helped me take this from 0 to $500,000, from 0 to $1 million, and I'm excited to help you become the next success story with Verve. So I'm excited to teach you step 1, to coach you on what to do to help you get started, to make this successful, to help you make a lot of money so that you can get ahead and even get into a new BMW. Well, first, you got to have high energy. Here's why. If you called me and you wanted to talk to me about Verve and an opportunity, a way to make money, something that's going to be huge, if you're not excited about it, I'm not going to get on board. They got to see a high level of energy. They got to see you fired up about this so they know you're serious. Also, at the same time, you've got to make it a priority. Here's why. You know, I see a lot of my friends, they want to party, play video games, girls go shopping. Hey, and I'm not here to call you out. I'm not here to point fingers. But if you make this a priority, it will change your life. You know, I was partying all the time, and I had to slow down on that for a minute and spend a little bit more time here, doing events, hanging out with friends. Yeah, we still have Verve parties. We have a good time. But at the end of the day, we got to get it done. We want to get results. So when you make this a priority, it will work. It will change your life. You look what happened to me and all my young guys I work with, and that's what we're going to do for you as well. But not only is it important to make it a priority, you got to be consistent. If you're not consistent with it, meaning that you're on a call every day, going to events. At ASU, they do 2 to 3 meetings a day. How do these kids get underway? How are kids making $1,000 their first week, $1,500 their first month? How are kids building this to $5,000 a month? You know, 19-year-old freshman girls at ASU making $5,000 a month. How do kids build this to a 6-figure income while you're in school? Because they're consistent. They get to the events. They get on the calls. They make it a priority. They Skype. We do so many different things to be consistently building. Because if you do the business on Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, well, you brought me on board. What are we doing Wednesday, Thursday? Remember that when you bring people into this as a business, if you're not consistent, they're going to fall off. This is why I'm coaching you now, and I'm hopefully getting this point across to you in the beginning, that you have high excitement, high energy. You're making it a priority, and you're consistent, and staying plugged in. Staying plugged in means you're talking with the person who brought you on board. You're talking with your upline, and you really make this a priority to get your business underway. And lastly, get some goals. Get some dreams behind exactly why. Maybe you want a new BMW. Maybe you want to make $5,000 a month. You don't want to work a job. Maybe you want to make $1,000 a month just to pay some of your bills. You can do that, but you have to have goals. You have to have a tangible dream, something that's going to fuel you to get off your butt, team up with me, team up with us, and let's go to work. Now, for the most important step of the day, we got to really hammer this home. You got to follow me here and really pay attention as we talk about this next step in getting your business going. It's really making a list. You know, I'm talking a big list. You know, you want a few people on your list, you're going to have a small business. You have a lot of people on your list, you're going to have a big business. It's all relative. You know, I'm thinking for you, 50 to 500 people. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not that big. Why? Because I can guarantee 50 or more of your friends, again, spend money on Starbucks, energy drinks, soda, already. So these are the perfect candidates to talk to about this opportunity. So 50 to 500 people. Here's why. 5 people. One of them may not like the product. One of them may not have the time or effort or want to do this. And one of them might think it's a joke. So the 2 people you do get on board out of 5 is not going to turn into 50 or 100. On to get to 500, to get to 1,000 a month. Well, in that, you can't get 2 people on board and expect it to turn into 100 that quick. You need to sort more. You've got to go through a few more people every week to get underway, to get a team started, to help you build the business. Well, with that, once you make a list, now I don't need to see it. You know, on the app, all you do is you create your list, maybe make some notes on a pad and paper or a Word document. But if you get a good list started, I recommend using the app. You know, it's going to help you compile a master list of all the people you want to reach out to, people you want to share the product with, and also people you want to share the opportunity and tell them about this and how big it's going to be and what you're excited about. So once you make your list, the key is an invite. You know, my dad taught me the key to the vault is the invitation. If you don't invite people the right way, they're not going to show up, meaning you have to invite your friends the right way or they're not down to check it out. Well, how do you invite? It's 3 steps. It's very easy. First, you clear the schedule. Number 1, hey, Steven, what up, bro? What are you doing tomorrow at 7? Clear their calendar. If they got a funeral, they got a wedding, you know they can't make it, so you got to result to the next day. Or right on the spot, think of, hey, what are you doing on Friday for lunch? So, hey, Steven, what's up, man? What are you doing tomorrow at 7? Clear the schedule. Number one. Number two, you got to tell them you're excited about something you're doing. You're excited about a business. You're excited about something you're working on. So, hey, Steven, what's up, man? It's Brad. Hey, what are you doing tonight at 7? Hey, man, you got to go over to my house. I'm excited about something I'm doing that's going to be huge. See, I'm not going into saying Verve. I'm not saying energy drink and Phoenix Suns and, make money. I'm not going into all that, because as soon as they start to ask questions, you may not be the right person to answer. You may not be comfortable yet responding. And yet that's why it's so important that you invite the right way. Because if you invite the right way onto my call, you invite the right way to a home event or to a small meeting or to get together on Skype, you're going to find that when you invite the right way, people show up. So again, you clear their schedule, number one. You're excited about something you're doing, number two. And hey, this is going to be huge. I want to introduce you to. And that's why it's so important for you to find a partner, to find your upline, find somebody in your team you're going to lock arms with that you can do events and you can do calls and you can do small meetings with every day. Preferably somebody in your above group, upline, somebody in your team above you that has an income, someone who has a story. Why? Remember when I first started out, the key of what I'm here talking to you about today is to help you become successful, to help you become the next success story. Again, so when you make a list, 50 to 500 people, you got to keep adding to your list every day. I do. You should. Part two, you invite the right way. You pick up the phone. Some people even text their friends. Hey, Steven, what up, bro? What are you doing tomorrow at 7? It's got to be natural. You got to be excited. You got to have a little bit of high energy with your tone so they can tell you're excited about something you're doing. Hey, Steven, man, I'm working on something that's going to be huge. A few friends are coming over, and I'm telling you, we're going to make a lot of money. Hey, and I want to introduce you to ... I want to introduce you to my buddy Brad. Guy's 25. He's been working with me and helping me build this. Hey, we're going to be on the phone at 7 tonight talking, and I want you to hear his story and how this has taken off. This guy's making like 15 grand a week. It's crazy. And again, sometimes you got to understand our friends are so hard-headed, you got to knock them over the head a little bit, and you got to get their attention. That's why I advise you to find a third party, an upline, somebody who has a story that you can kind of leverage or you can piggyback off of that. And then again, we're here to build. We're building this to help you become a success story, for you to get to 1,000 a month so that now you can be the one up here telling the story. Hey, step 3, tell the story. This is important. Here's why. You know what? Why are we doing so well? Why are so many kids joining and getting excited? We do a good job of telling the story. The story is compelling. The product sells itself, and the concept right now in this economy, it makes sense. You guys, the economy, it's the worst thing we've ever seen, and yet we're going to help you develop a story to get you out of that. Well, what does that mean? Tell the story. You've made your list. You're inviting friends to hear about this opportunity, to hear about the business, to hear about what we're doing, but they got to hear the story. Meaning that if you can invite them to an event to hear my story, or maybe you're going to pair up with a person in your team, your success coach, that you're going to be doing weekly meetings, weekly calls, telling the story about Verve, how this has taken off in colleges and high schools, and how kids all over the place are blowing this up and are making a lot of money. My point being is that we got to tell the story. And if you don't have a story, use mine. If you don't have a story, use Alex. If you don't have a story, use the person you're working with to help you get that story across to your new people. And as we begin to build and as we begin to do meetings and calls, the only focus, like I told you in the beginning, is to develop your story. It's all about you. Why? Because I know in the 5 years of building this that we can get you to 1,000 a month. If we can get you to diamond, 1,000 a month, you're going to have a story. You're going to be confident. You're going to be comfortable. You'll be rolling. You'll be talking to your friends, excited about your business. And imagine that some of you guys do this in the next 30 to 60 days. You won't even need a job. We'll get you to 1,000 a month. We'll help you get to that point. We'll help you reach diamond. But if you don't have a story, you don't know the product. You know, when I started, I think back. I didn't know the story. I didn't know the product. I didn't know the numbers. And hey, I had no credibility. You would look at me and go, how much money are you making? So my point is don't let people stump you. Work with your team, work with me. We help you tell the story. We build you up. It's like baseball. You know, they have a farming program. They build kids up to the major leagues. We're going to build you up to the major leagues in Verve and help you get to $1,000 a month. You're going to be comfortable. You're going to be confident. How do we do that? Three-way calls, Skype, and small home events. What does that mean? We do three-way calls. Yo, hey, pick up the phone, invite your buddy to get on a call with me tonight. And get on the phone, invite your buddy to get on a call with your coach, your guy, your success coach that you're working with. Invite a friend to get on Skype. Why? Sometimes when they see you holding the can and you're excited and you're sitting here with me and we're talking to him about the business, hey, that's powerful. Someone hearing the story from me or they hear it from you. But Skype is effective and the best home events. Why is ASU growing 100 kids a week? Why are they growing so fast? Is because they do 2 to 3 small events a day. Well, a small event typically starts out, because when I first worked with Alex at ASU, many of you have heard of him, we did small meetings every day, 2 to 3 a day with 2 to 4 people, 3, 4, 5 people. It started to grow, 10 and 12, 15, 20. You guys, there's now 100 people or more at his events every time, 3 times a day. I go to ASU and I'll meet with 100 to 200 kids in 2 days, new people. My point is we're going to tell the story, we're going to sort through people, and we're going to help you find a few aces in the deck. We're going to help you find a few guys or a few ladies that are going to really take off and run with this. I mean, if kids are making $1,000 in their first week, $1,000 to $1,500 their first month, kids are making 6-figure incomes while they're in school, something I've never seen done before. It's because they're good at telling the story. And again, if you don't have a story, use somebody else's. Also, use youtube.com/Verve Energy. Let that tell the story. Get them on there. Have them watch the Young People Revolution. Let them hear the story, see the excitement. Maybe give them 15 minutes, call them back, and tell them why you're doing it, and get them on board. And you do that, and we build this together until you have your story. When you're a diamond, you're going to be making $1,000 plus a month. You're going to be excited. You're going to be having parties, Verve parties, and having a lot of fun. And also, you do that through the three-way calls, effective three-way calls. You do that through effective Skype stuff, and you really do that through small events, 30 to 45 minutes. Nobody wants to sit in a 2-hour meeting. I don't. I just got out of class. I don't want to go do a bunch of homework. I want to get in. I want to hear about a way to make money. It's got to be simple. It's got to be fun and easy. And something, like I said, a product like this that everybody loves the taste and how they feel. But number 2, we're helping kids in high school and college make a lot of money through an energy drink that's healthy. And I promise you, you follow this step of making it a priority to tell the story. My dad taught me, the one who tells the story the most wins. In summary, the goal here is to help you develop a story. But in order to do that, we got to get your income up. We got to get you making money. And I know that if you follow the steps, you make your list, you invite, and you tell the story, we're going to build this together and get you on your way to become the next success story with Verve. But again, getting your income up means focus on the numbers. Focus on a few friends that get on board. Some of them want to get a builder pack. Why? It's discounted product. They get it right underway, and they can get this thing going and start making $800, maybe $1,000 in their first week. So kids are getting excited about that, and you got to focus on a couple people left, a couple people right, and to achieve the numbers to get you to $1,000, $2,000 a month. Many of you want to just get into the new car. Focus on the numbers of what you got to do to get into the car program. Imagine next school year rolling up in a new BMW. Your friends are going to be blown away, and they're going to wonder, what have you been up to? What is this all about? And that's a part of your story. And I got to tell you what, it's going to feel good to get that new BMW. But the biggest thing, the reason that there's so much growth happening is we power down. What does that mean? You got to find a couple people on your left and a couple friends on your right and help them make their list. help them learn how to invite, and help them develop a story. If they don't grow, you won't grow. If they don't grow, they're going to quit. You want to eliminate that by having as many people on board, building the business with you through small events, through three-way calls like we talked about, and developing their story. Imagine having a guy on your left making $1,000 a month, a guy on your right making $1,000 a month. Imagine what your numbers would look like. It's out of this world. It's crazy. 800, 1,000 a month. Kids are doing that in their first week. Why? They get underway, they tell the story. They're developing their story by raising their income. You know, the proof's in the pudding. Your friends see you making money, they're going to jump on board too. But that won't happen unless you power down and create new stories on your team. And hey, you can start a new school. Imagine you make one phone call and you launch a whole new high school, a whole new college of kids that are drinking Verve, having Verve parties, having fun, and making this thing happen. Hey, and after you start a new school, don't forget your parents. You're going to have a lot of parents wanting to know what's up. Yeah, you got to respect their opinion. You got to respect the parents. Hey, and if you have questions, if they have questions, or you run into any roadblocks, have them watch the Young People Revolution Parents Edition. BK talks firsthand to moms and dads about why this is real, why this is happening, how so many kids are making this happen. Hey, I promise you, put the video games down, put all those things down for the next 30 to 90 days, and let's get this underway. I promise you, if you implement these steps, you can do this. You can make this happen. You can even make this a full-time thing if you want to, and we're going to help you every step of the way.